I drove a Cadillac. Well, he had it all.
Well, hello again. Welcome. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living here on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. Okay, so when were you going to tell me? When were you going to break the news today?
I don't know what you mean. Do we have no co-host? Is that what you mean?
If she's down there, she's not sparkly and she has a blank stare on her face.
She is still missing. Yes.
So
MIA. I believe.
And you just, I give you one duty. I give you one small duty every day. And welcome, Reuben Wright, a producer extraordinaire here at Strategies for Living. He keeps us flying high, low, and in between.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
So, we don't have a co-host with us this evening. I think I've done a pretty good job filling in for her this week, though.
Oh, yeah.
I plugged Jerry in a couple of days and Greg Greer, and we've had a good week of co-host, haven't we? And
Absolutely, yeah.
And Gary Tieman's had a good week of co-host, but it's just you and me today, buddy.
Just me and you.
You and I get accused by Carla, and since she's not here this evening, and
of many things.
We
yes.
we do get accused of many things, but we get accused. How many times have we been accused of being radio? She's called us a couple of things: radio geeks and music geeks.
Yeah, radio geeks and music nerds, or
something like that. Because you and I are both pretty decent on the one-hit wonders.
Oh yeah, we have a vast knowledge of music, and I guess it just comes from working in radio.
You can't.
I was raised around music my whole life. I was born a music nerd.
I wasn't born a music nerd, but I certainly from a fairly young age became a radio guy. I was certainly interested in radio, and then. I think I started working in radio at 3 or something. That's what it feels like. Right after high school. Right after high school. So I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this today? Why don't you and I knock around and be the music and radio nerds that we are? Let's talk about how music can help us process emotions today. Let's even explore whether music has healing powers. Can it help us heal?
I believe it can.
You up for that?
Yeah, I am up for that.
All right, and hopefully you'll have some great tunes to play along the way.
I've got a few. I've got a few in the can here. I'll see what I can pull out.
I love it, folks. Thank you for tuning into Strategies for Living. We are presented by CADA, the Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse of Northwest Louisiana. Been helping individuals and families for 60 years now, and you don't have to leave home anymore to get treatment. CADANWLA.org. Check them out. We're also brought to you by Jerry Anderson State Farm Insurance, by Learning RX, by Highland Place Rehab and Nursing Center, by Jacob's Well Inspirational Books and Gifts, and by Brazilian House. We'll come back, talk about the incredible ways that music helps us to process emotions. Reuben Wright, marriage and family therapist David McMillan. Be right back. If we're talking addiction prevention, education. And welcome back. Welcome back to Strategies for Living. Marriage and family therapist David McMillan, Reuben Wright. We are talking this evening on Strategies for Living about the incredible ways, starting kind of with the incredible ways that music can help us process emotions. You know, Reuben, scientists call this anecdotal evidence, but you hear the stories all the time. You may even have some stories. I have some stories. You know, it's been said. I don't have stories about this because I'm not really into classical music, but they say classical music makes you smarter.
Yeah, I have heard that, and I've heard playing, Beethoven or something to your like pregnant women. If they put headphones on their belly and play Beethoven, it's supposed to make the baby smarter.
Make the baby.
That's what I've heard.
Distance runners use music to enhance their endurance.
Definitely.
And you know, how many times I'm sure you've done it. I've done it. How many times do either you're not feeling it, you're not feeling, you may be blah, and you get into your car and you plop a CD in, or you download, your happy songs.
Right. Yeah.
And it puts you in the mood.
And I've got all categories: happy songs, angry songs, sad songs. I've got them all listed.
Do you list them like that?
Yeah, mostly on YouTube. But I've got I've got my CDs and everything still. I still listen to CDs in my truck. I guess I'm a little backwards in that. I also have an old truck, so I don't really have much of a choice. But yeah, I still have a stack of CDs in my truck in the little envelope.
Yeah. So there's no question at all that music is powerful. But let's set the why aside for a little while, and let's just talk about some ways that music can rock our world. Number one, and by the way, I'm using some information here from an article from Tango.com called 7 Incredible Ways Music Can Help You Process Emotions. The author is Bill Prutzman.
I know Tango.
Yeah. Tango's a good site, isn't it?
Yeah.
So one of the ways that music rocks your world is it makes you fall in love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is some music that will go right to the heart. It unlocks the beauty of being in love whenever you hear it. There are some songs that are anchored to certain relationships, I think.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think most every couple has probably a song.
Or this is our song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So scientists talk about dopamine. They talk about neurotransmitters. But you and I will keep it simple tonight because neither one of us are neuroscientists. At least I know I'm not. You may be.
I don't think I am. No, I'm pretty sure.
But don't you really enjoy when you hear certain music, the feeling in your heart, and even the shivers that you get down your spine when you hear a favorite love song?
Yeah. Or something new. That always definitely. If you hear something. If you're with your significant other and you hear something new and it clicks with you both, that's the big firecracker moment. That's your song from then on.
Those tremors are actually very health-giving ways that science is just beginning to study, to understand, for things like maybe even releasing traumatic memories. Things like that. You get them in your favorite love song. You use them to lighten up your heart, and maybe even to heal it too. Do you happen to have any love songs loaded up?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
yeah.
Play a couple for us.
Let's see. I've got this one. This one's a little more on the sad side. It's "Love Hurts."
Oh man, now that's a classic.
Right.
What, Nazareth?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Nazareth.
I can't believe that I remembered that.
I had almost forgotten. I'm glad you remembered. I forgot it was
good
Nazareth.
song.
Yeah, Love Hurts. Of course, we've got Love Is Just a Game.
Love is just a game. that everybody plays.
Oh yeah. Now who's that?
And now I can't remember who this
When the
is.
game's
But of course,
over.
I think it's a country tune. But I had that one loaded up when we were talking about love. But of course, everybody knows who this one is. The Love Me Two Times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let that one play.
yeah.
Love me two-time, baby. Love me twice today.
This is definitely one of my favorite
Love me
Glenn scores.
two-time, girl. I'm gone away. Love me two-time, girl. One for tomorrow, one just for today. Love me two-time. I'm gone away.
All right, so definitely makes you fall in love. That's
Right.
one of the things that music does. But it I'm chuckling to myself here. I'm wondering somebody's coming down the road. Saying, "What's Keel done? Are they back? Are they
gone
back to
back to
music?
music.
They've gone back to music. How many years has it been? 25 plus years.
Oh, so many.
Yeah. In fact, Strategies for Living, when we came on the radio station here, when we came on Keel, this is a rabbit trail here as an aside. When we came on Keel was still playing music part of the day. We started in 1992, and let's see, they were doing the morning news block. We came on at 9 o'clock. There were some other local talk shows, including Dean Grau. You know,
Oh, wow.
Martin Grau.
Yeah, Martin Grau.
His I guess it's his father, grandfather, or I'm not sure which one. I don't know Martin, but Dean was great. He followed our show. He and there was another fella, Jay Merle, had a program. Ben and JJ.
JJ and
Had a-
Bonds I've
had
been
a-
on
had a
our
show.
sister station KWKH.
Well, yeah, but
there
they
on
started
that.
on Keel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they started on Keel, and then Rush came on at 11, and I think they went back to music at 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So when we
Wow.
started on Keel in 1992, September of 1992, there was still music played a part of the day here on Keel.
that's excellent.
So number two, in addition to helping you fall in love, it makes you work harder and push harder. You ever use music for that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
On the treadmill, or if I'm just up here, they don't discourage us from listening to our own music.
I
you
wouldn't
know,
imagine,
Or,
yeah.
So when I'm up here doing traffic and I just can't get motivated, I'll turn on something that'll get me pumped up.
Yeah.
For the morning.
Yeah. If you don't,
When you need something other than coffee.
if you don't happen to have your music with you, you just pick out the control room you want to walk into.
Right.
So there's a reason that the endurance improves when you work out to music, and you probably already know that runners can get their second win when it's just the right song that comes on. In fact, the Spotify app, which I like Spotify.
Yeah,
I
I use Spotify.
they have a running feature for exactly that reason.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody
Yeah.
was telling me about that.
So if you add music to your workout, it helps keep the part of you that wants to stop from being quite so persistent.
Right.
And you get into the music. A great song energizes your motivation. It actually helps you go further with less effort.
And it's a little mind trick that you can use, just saying, okay, just to the end of this song, or, just to the end of the next song, and then I
Yeah.
can stop, or
I can do that. I can do that just to the end of this song. So if you got some music that helps us to maybe work harder and push harder, you got a category like that?
oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, play a couple.
Oh, yeah. We've got, of course, everybody's favorite workout tune probably is Survivor's Eye of the Tiger.
KVKI, 1983. Sign on, August the 1st, 1983. This was the first song played on 96.5
Wow.
KVKI, because we bought the station and Jeff Edmond was our morning guy. He signed us on. We bought KEPT. If anybody remembers, it was the old KBCL FM.
Right.
And then we bought KEPT. It was inspirational music. And we shut it down. We made it go dark for about 2 weeks while we were getting ready. This song,
Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
Eye of the Tiger put KBKI on the air.
Getting some good radio history
Yeah,
today.
well, we are music nerds.
Right.
Radio nerds. Carla would be so proud of us.
I know.
We'll be back. Ruben and I are exploring the incredible ways that music helps all of us process emotions. We're talking about that today here on Strategies for Living.
Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight.
You want to push me to the edge, don't you?
This was one of the ones, Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue. It was one of the ones that I always listened to while I was skateboarding. When I was younger.
You were a champ.
I was a really good skateboarder.
You had sponsors and everything.
There was a time where there was some interest, and it never really took off anywhere. But yeah, I would skateboard a lot, and music was a big part of it. Like
Isn't it for most skateboarders?
oh
I mean,
yeah,
you know.
it's and being a skateboarder and just being in that lifestyle, and I'm not recommending it for everyone.
No, because is there any bone you didn't break?
There's
or-
a few that are still all right, but yeah, you discover a lot of new music just because you pick up these skate videos and they have stuff like punk rock on there, which I had never heard punk rock until
you got into the
it just
skateboarding.
mirrored my angry teenager
Yeah.
feelings, and I had
Yeah.
never heard anything like
Yeah.
that before. It was great.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back into Strategies for Living, 1017 FM, 710 Keel, and marriage and family therapist David McMillan, Reuben Wright. We are talking about the incredible ways that music helps us to process emotions. We've talked about, well, it makes you fall in love. It helps you to feel love. We're talking about it making you work harder, push harder. You got another couple of songs in that category?
Oh sure, I always like ZZ Top when I'm or you know what, I was just talking about punk rock. Let's try the Clash. The Clash has this song called London Calling,
Oh, yeah.
and it's that I've always liked to listen to for motivation purposes.
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. London calling to the underworld. Come out of the cupboard, you boys and girls. London calling, now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust. London calling, see we ain't got no swing.
One of the things that I have to sit here and I'm listening and I'm chuckling to myself because it's every generation, I think. For me, it were some of the groups that Three Dog Night comes to mind because they came to town so much.
Yeah,
They were here. I don't know, back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s when they were at the top of their game. I don't know how many times they were here, but a lot. And I had a friend actually that knew one of the members.
Huh.
And so I didn't take her up on it, but she could have gotten us backstage. She did go backstage and hang out with the band. I was a shy kind of guy, so I didn't take her up on that. But yeah, but I did go see Three Dog Night. Within the last they came here to maybe one of the festivals downtown because it was in the they came downtown.
The Revel
it wasn't the Revel, but it was something like that.
Holiday in Dixie,
maybe
like
so. But went to see Three Dog Night. I swear. It looked like maybe one of them had Depends on. But I was listening to London Calling. I'm thinking, every generation, it's like when we hear our favorite groups, it's like, what was that song that Rod Stewart made famous? Forever Young.
Forever Young.
Yeah, it's like it's like we expect them, to ever be. The album or CD cover that we know, right?
Then you look at old Rod the Bod now.
Rod can still, there's a lot of those guys. There's a lot of those guys that still do a hell of a job on stage.
Right.
Yeah. I think Rob can still, one of his deals is kicking soccer balls. Have you ever seen Rod Stewart in concert? Yeah, he kicks some soccer balls generally into the because he's a soccer. He was a soccer guy.
He does the whole soccer dribbling thing and all.
He doesn't do the dribbling thing anymore. He doesn't want to break. Doesn't want to break a hip, but he'll. I don't know if he still does it. It may be a liability thing. But when
it might be.
The last I saw him, and this has got to be 20 years ago, but he came here and he kicked some balls into the crowd. One more for music making you work harder and push harder. What do you got?
Oh, let's see. This is a strange one, but I always play it for motivation if I need to, get off my dead butt and start doing something. This is a personal one, but
Okay.
here we go.
All right.
I love it. The theme to Rawhide. Either the Blues Brothers version or this one works.
Keep them doggies rolling.
Right.
Keep rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen. Keep them doggies rolling, rawhide through rain and
I love it. Especially, I can see you on the treadmill, and when that whip goes, pow!
Giddy up.
Giddy up, boy. All right, music can help you grieve. It's not maudlin to use sad songs and sad music,
Right.
to help you. Sometimes, especially I think we men, Ruben. I mean, I don't know if you were programmed this way. I wasn't necessarily programmed this way by parents or anything, but just by the culture. Boys don't cry.
Right. Yeah. Whether your parents raise you that way or not, the world will instill that in you.
You get it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that even now, nowadays, it's not just little boys that get this. I think some girls get this too.
Yeah.
Suck it up. Keep your tears in. Keep the tears away. We can use music, I think, to help those tears come. Sometimes once the tears once one or two begins to roll, that's all you need. That's all you need. So there are soundtracks that we can use either for music or for sex, but the songs that you play to support your grief helps you, I think, to navigate the intensity sometimes of your sadness. And I think this is a very, very important thing, because we want to hold things inside of us. Jerry and I were talking about this a little bit. I don't remember now whether it was on the air or off the air. Forgive me for that. You may remember.
I think it was on the air.
But
sure.
But I talked about, I think it was on the air. I talked about I love raw oysters.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I got a bad batch.
Yes.
I got a bad batch. This is many years ago, and the place is closed, thank goodness. I think the restaurant is now a tattoo parlor. That's true.
Yeah,
but that's the last bad batch of oysters I got. But the point is, and I think emotionally we're like this too. It's like, I did everything I could to keep those damn oysters down.
Right.
Pepto-Bismol, whatever was in the medicine cabinet. In my mind, okay, just go and get rid of them. It'll just take 30 seconds and you're done. But we want to keep things down. I think we do the same thing emotionally.
I think that's a very, very good analogy of keeping your emotions down.
And the things that we
you would feel better if you let them out.
But we don't.
Yeah.
And so, but it's the things that we keep inside of us. And this is counterintuitive, but the things that we keep trapped inside of us emotionally, the feelings and emotions that are inside, are what have the power to make us sick, And so I think music is a very, very powerful, motivator to help you grieve. Rather than holding it inside, it's better to let it out, to feel it fully. And music's always been there. It's been that trusted shoulder to cry on when you. How many breakup songs?
Oh God,
Elvis, "When My Baby Left Me." I found a new place to dwell.
I have at my disposal every song that us and our sister stations and everybody plays, and I guarantee you probably a good chunk of them are breakup songs.
Yeah.
Or at least about some kind of heartache or something or another.
So roll a couple of those heartbreak songs for us. Music,
sure.
Music to help you grieve.
Of course, nobody does it better than country music. So let's see this one.
what I'd do if you leave me with the blues. Cry, cry, darling. That's all I do. If it's you, I should lose.
Boy, Ronnie Millsap's got some sad ones. Get
God
your wash
almighty.
rag out.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Millsap. How long has that guy been around?
I have no idea.
Yeah. And I'm showing my 80s now, but his song, What a Difference You Made in My Life. Wow.
That's a good one.
That's a powerful song. It's not necessarily a grieving song.
Right.
But, but again, music is a trusted shoulder that you can cry on. It's been that way for thousands of years, I think.
Oh, sure.
You know? What have you got another couple?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This one, I think, is Burl Ives.
Burl
Ives. Yeah, we have Burl Ives on here.
Famous for the voice in one of the Christmas cartoons.
He was the snowman,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And he sang on...
A little bit of tear let me down, spoil my act as a clown. I had it made up not to make a frown, but a little bit of tear let me down. When you said you were leaving tomorrow, that today was our last day, I said there'd be no sorrow, that I'd laugh when you walked away, but a little bit of tear let me down.
Oh, yeah. Burl Ives.
Right.
Whoa.
This is a song about a whale.
You just reminded me. Michael Jackson. Do you remember the movie? You're too young. This was before you were conceived.
Oh, Lord.
Ben. It was
Ben,
a movie about falling in love. A kid that fell in love with a rat.
With a rat. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I definitely have heard of it.
I know you've heard the Michael Jackson song.
Ben,
Ben.
the song. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Falling in love with a rat.
Falling in love with a rat, and it was a very smart rat, by the way.
Sure, of course. They wouldn't have been able to make a movie about it
No,
if it was
it was
a dumb
an-
rat,
an
regular old rat.
It was an entire movie about a smart rat that was ready to take over the world. Okay, so we got to go to break, but take us into break with we're talking the healing power of music. We've talked about music that makes you fall in love, music that makes you work harder. We're talking now about it helps us grieve. So give us another tearjerker as we go into break.
How about some Willie Nelson?
Oh, you can't beat it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat it.
In twilight glow I see blue eyes cry in the rain.
Today I stumble from my bed with thunder crashing in my head. My pillow's still wet from last night's tears. And as I think of giving up, a voice inside my coffee cup kept crying out, ringing in my ears. Don't cry, Daddy.
Oh, my God. Oh, jeez.
It's a killer.
Welcome back into Strategies for Living here on 101.7 FM 710 Keel. And Reuben Wright, marriage and family therapist, David McMillan. We're talking about the incredible ways that music helps you process emotion. Who was the guy that had the hit with that? He covered that song back in the I'm seeing him now.
He covered "Don't Cry, Daddy."
Yeah.
No,
He
I
had a
only
hit
know him
song.
by
He had a hit song with it. Not Elvis, but he was a. I'm blanking on his name. He did a lot of Vegas. He became a very, very wealthy man.
Tom Jones, maybe.
No, not Tom Jones. That same genre, though.
Right.
If you say the name, he was a boy wonder on TV, and played a lot on the sitcoms and things like that. But I'll think of his name in a minute.
Okay.
But he
Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton.
Is it
That's
Wayne Newton?
It is
Okay.
Wayne Newton. Exactly.
I can't
Yeah.
believe I got that.
I can't believe you did either. That's exactly who it is. And Wayne Newton had a hit with "Don't Cry, Daddy."
Oh wow!
Back in the 70s, and but he's done fantastic.
Oh sure.
In Vegas, and God only knows what his fortune is. We've gotten some suggestions along the way.
Oh wow!
Willie Nelson's new song. I think it's on one of his. This may be on one of his newest CDs. I know we don't have this,
Right.
but I like this song. Something You Get Through, Willie Nelson.
I don't think I've heard that one, but I've heard good things about pretty much all of his new stuff that's come out. Definitely, I mean, Willie Nelson very rarely disappoints. He's one of those guys.
One of those guys that is. How can you crank music out like that consistently for so many years? I mean, has the guy ever had a CD that he's put out or an album that he's put out that a hit didn't at least one hit?
Yeah, I can't think of one.
I can't.
I
either.
Really can't.
I can't either. Andrew Bell, "In My Veins," is another suggestion. Coldplay, and this would be. I know we don't have this one, but "Fix You." I mean, that's kind of for the entire category here.
Coldplay, Coldplay has a lot of songs about either grieving or just sad situations. They're not really a sad band, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like The Cure.
Yeah.
The Cure was a band where most of the songs they did were sad, but Coldplay isn't like that. But it seems like most of their hits are kind of sad.
I wonder why that is.
Just says something about the fan base. There's a lot of grieving going on in this world,
I
David.
guess so. I guess so. You know, another thing, and this is the music and pain relief. I mean, we know that music can reduce, and this is incredible. This is the incredible healing power of music. It helps reduce physical pain. Sometimes it seems counterintuitive to play music when you're in pain, but we still do it. The writer of the article that from yourtango.com says that my daughter had a number of reconstructive surgeries when she was very young, and she started asking for a CD player and headphones during recovery, and he said, I gifted her this song, and David played the harp when King Solomon got headaches. He says science understands that music that soothes the mind helps the body process pain better, but you already probably knew that on some intuitive level. So the International Association for the Study of Pain defines pain as an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience association with actual or potential tissue damage. It's both a sensory process that's felt in the body and a subjective phenomenon influenced by the psychological and emotional processes of each individual brain. So it makes sense then that, and again, I think there's neuroscience is probably studying this as we speak. I know they're studying the effects of music on memory,
Right. Yeah.
especially with Alzheimer's patients.
And I saw a video of them, I guess, performing that study on people who were in nursing homes, and it's amazing. They put on an old song from when they were kids, and their faces light up. They start remembering stuff that happened back then. It's really weird, but it's really amazing.
There's a viral video. I'm sure several of our listeners will have seen this from Facebook. A father and a son, and the father is Alzheimer's, but the son puts on a song that they both know, and the father, and they go down the road singing the song, you know, and the dad's got it, even though he's got Alzheimer's.
Of course, he remembers that song.
He remembers that song.
That kind of stuff sticks with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what magic that is, but music just has a way of. I still remember songs that I haven't heard in years. I remember the words, and I remember the melody and the beat. Songs that I probably will never hear again because they were performed by just one person at a place. But I can remember a lot about them just from hearing them once or twice.
Music can either fuel or calm your anger. There's a lot of angry music in the world, and if you ask why, it's because it's like sadness. Music is a safe way to just feel that stuff, isn't it? And to let go, but it's safe. It's unsafe to get out there and road rage, or get out there with a loaded weapon. But music can enhance and then help you release feelings of anger in a very safe and appropriate way.
Absolutely.
So that you can process through it. Each listener that's listening may have a particular soundtrack for anger and rage. If you do, congratulations.
Oh yeah.
You've got this one covered, but keep using it because, for heaven's sakes, we need to do more of that kind of thing in the world instead of what we do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
now when I was younger, I haven't in a long time, but I used to go to a lot of the punk rock shows in downtown Shreveport, a place called 516 Soundstage.
Yeah,
it's where the Hayride used to be. It's a real historical place.
Yeah.
But you would hardly ever see any fights or any unchecked anger, people raging on each other.
Because everybody was getting it out to the music.
Even though the music was itself very angry and very angsty.
Yeah.
We weren't angry just from sitting around and listening to it. It brought us all closer together, I think.
There you go. Getting it out appropriately to the anger. Talking about how music, the incredible ways that music heals and processes emotions. Doing that today with Ruben here on Strategies.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's tricky.
I love it. Okay, so this is an example. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Reuben Wright, marriage and family therapist, David McMillan. The hip-hop, there's an example of the category. It helps you jumpstart your brain.
Oh, of course. Hip-hop has always been a big one to jumpstart my brain, especially working in radio when I also use it as a vocal warm-up. You know, they rap really fast, and so, you know, whenever I'm driving into work to warm my voice up and get my tongue nice and limber, I might be never better than bad when a brother is madder than mad at the fact it's corrupt like a senator. Soul on the road, but you treat it like soap on a rope because the beats and the lines are so dope. I can do that while I'm driving.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's great. And so when you get in here in the morning to do traffic, you're ready.
That's what I'm doing.
The vocal cords are ready and warmed up.
Correct.
All right. So another thing, and we're talking about the healing power of music. How it can help us process emotions, helps us fall in love, makes us work harder, helps you to grieve, reduces your physical pain. It helps you, it calms your anger, it fuels your anger, jumpstarts your brain. Last but not least, it just makes us damn happy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, you know, whether it's a football fight song or your own private feel-good playlist, you know how it feels to turn your joy music on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like a movie without a soundtrack, turn off the music and the life, you know, the color goes out of the life.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Our human systems, especially the happy ones, really love to punctuate those great life moments. Now, we said at the beginning of the program we were going to set the why aside, but let's bring the why back in here at the end of the program. So here's why music does all of those things. We humans are vibratory beings. Atoms, cells, molecules, organs, everything about us and about our universe, it vibrates.
Wow, yeah.
And so we hear and we make vibration when we listen and when we speak, and we see vibration as color. With every beat, our heart makes individual rhythm for us. Yeah, and then the earth itself it vibrates.
Yeah, it just has its own natural vibration coming out of it.
It's too low for us to hear, but the bodies we live in resonate with those sounds and vibrations around us, and we're either in sync with our environment, and that feels good, or we're fighting it, and that feels bad.
Right.
And that's where music can help us get in sync. The vibrations in music trigger our human systems, our brain chemistry mostly, but we feel vibration all over, and we respond in physiological ways, and they're unique. Those are unique for each and every one of us. And so we respond to sound and rhythm mentally, emotionally, and physically, and we can't help that.
Right.
Yeah, it's just part of who we are. And here's the juicy part, Reuben. Humans have a natural inclination to sync our music to what our body or our brain or our heart needs. And when we do, things can really feel better fast.
Yeah, yes, that is correct.
So I would say, you know, music is medicine, you know, and so
absolutely,
yeah. What's the best music for you? It's the music you love. You know, play around, play with your music. It's an adult way to play,
right?
And we never need to stop playing. I mean, if we're 90 years old, if we're 100 years old, we need to play. Music is one way that we can do that. Notice how the songs that you love make you feel. Do they speed you up? Do you feel happy? You cry? You relax? Notice it, and I love it. Good stuff.
Does it cue you that it's time to get off the air?
I think I'm thinking it's time for us to get off the air.
I think it's about time,
folks. Thank you, Reuben. You've done it again. Thank you. Great songs tonight. Great songs.
I do my best.
Folks, thank you for tuning in to Strategies for Living. We're brought to you by CADA, the Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse of Northwest Louisiana, by Jerry Anderson State Farm, by Learning RX, by Highland Place Rehab and Nursing Center, by Jacob's Well, Inspirational Books and Gifts, and by Resilient House. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call to make, who would you call? What would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Reuben Wright, I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. See you next time on Strategies for Living.
Is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.